My name is Patrick Ahern, and I am originally from Cortland, New York, which is in central New York, but spent the majority of my adult life as a Broadway performer in New York City. So I am in this area permanently for the last almost 4 years. I came to take a position here at the Riverside Dinner Theater as their artistic director. Since the passing of the longtime general manager Ron Wayman, I have now been put into the position of producing artistic director. So I run the theater at Riverside Center. I was looking to make a change, somewhat, not total change in my career, but having been a performer for almost 30 years, I was always interested in directing and overseeing the growth of a theater. And when the opportunity presented itself, I thought Riverside, located in Stafford County, they gave me an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. So, and at the same time, it's close enough to New York City. I still have my home in New York City as well, so I'm able to jump on that Amtrak train right down in downtown Fredericksburg and head to New York whenever I need to. And I think I had the opportunity to work at Riverside as a guest performer back in 2006 and 2007, so I was always impressed with the friendliness of the people that I met in Stafford County, and how much people wanted to help and wanted to promote the theater and to promote the good things that the theater did for Stafford County area. I think that there can sometimes be a perception in a what people may think is a rural area or a suburb of the big city, that their expectations for professionalism and quality are somewhat diminished, that they're not looking for much, they're just looking for a nice night out. And I've found that people here are discerning and they do know quality, and that has been one of my strongest things to bring to the plate here at Riverside, that I think everything needs to be 100%. I am a perfectionist, and the amount of response, emails, letters that people have expressed, wow, we've seen an increase in the raising of the bar at Riverside Center, and how much it's been appreciated. So I have noticed it big time. And you notice it in attendance. I mean, the attendance has drastically increased over the last 3 or 4 years at Riverside Center. Oh my gosh, that's tough. I think probably from an artistic talent, all the elements together, probably Les Miserables is the production that tops the cake. But with that said, there's many that I'm so proud of and that have been favorites to me. I mean, Hello, Dolly was just a great thing that we did back in 2011. We saw, I think, 15,000 people came into the theater over the course of 8 weeks. We had the opportunity and the privilege to house Sally Struthers. Sally Struthers from All in the Family came in to do that production. And it's interesting that production of Hello, Dolly was seen by many producers from New York, and it actually turned into her going on to do a full national tour of Hello, Dolly, which she just wrapped up a couple of months ago. So that was one that we were very proud of. The Full Monty. I mean, talk about a community getting behind a show and loving every minute of it. That's another favorite. Dreamgirls was a great show that showed how supportive the African American community are here. You know, they came out in droves to see Dreamgirls, and it was nice to see the mix of you know, different cultures all supporting a production such as that. I think for me, the challenge was changing the perception in people's minds of Riverside. Because I think maybe it was just that place to go on a field trip or a special occasion, because it was cute or it was fun. And I think in this day and age, just like Broadway, just like film, and cost factor, that you have got to put out a product that, you know, people want to come to see. It's not just going to be for a special occasion. If the buzz is out and you hear, oh my God, you've got to go over there and see this production or that production. Each show has to be an event. Each show has to be, you have to be the place to be. You've got to make that product that people have to buy. So it's not just, for lack of a better words, and I don't mean any disrespect, but community theater is terrific, and it's great for what you were just talking about. But professional theater has to pull people in. It has to tantalize, thrill. You want to do things that change people's lives. You want people to come out of the theater at night going, holy cow, wow, that was something else. So I think that may be what you're, was there that little bit of stigma in the beginning when I got here? Yes. Now it's funny, I always tell people being a producer and an artistic director is very similar to being an actor, because as an actor you can win all kinds of awards, you can be the most incredible person you were in the last show, but nobody cares after a few months go by. You're only as good as your last show as an actor. And it's the same thing as a theater. You know, you will win all those accolades for all the productions that you've done in the past, but what are you doing now? And so there's that, you've got to always keep the expectation up. You've got to keep that refinement and that standard. And if you can maintain that standard and you can maintain that consistency, then you know that your audience is going to be there because they were so moved the last time they were in. It's a combination of things. It's choosing the product that you put on the stage. I think for a period of time when Riverside first started, they appealed to people who enjoyed the more classic musicals, for lack of a better words, the old-fashioned musicals, The Sound of Music, Oklahoma, My Fair Lady, which they're all great. But when people pull those classics out today and do them periodically, they all look to do them in a different way. They take a different view to it rather than just mounting your typical production. I think today, you know, I always tell people down here, so goes Broadway, so goes the regions. People, you know, our most requested show at Riverside is Wicked. Everybody wants to see Wicked. Is it one of my favorites? No. But people love Wicked. We can't produce it yet because the rights are not available. They have to be available to license. But you have to listen to your audience. You've got to listen to what your audience may want to see, and that's why I'm constantly asking people, you know, what's your favorite, or what have you seen recently? Chicago was one of the first productions we did when I started working at Riverside. Everybody wanted to see Chicago, and it was a great production. And I think that was another turning point for the theater, that they didn't believe that maybe Riverside could mount such a great production of Chicago that was just as good. I mean, I was in the national tour of Chicago, and the company that we had put together here at Riverside was equally as good. I've seen a change in the community I'll be here 4 years, May 2014. I think Fredericksburg becomes more and more a suburb of the district anymore. I mean, the amount of people that you see get on the train to go up to D.C. Is incredible. So I think that you get a different intellect of people that we can pull into the theater, and a more cosmopolitan kind of crowd that could come into the theater. The accessibility of that public transportation. I know people that want to come from DC, but they don't want to deal with the traffic. We'll try to time it so that they can take a train, stay overnight, go back the next day. So I think there has been a switch to the people that are coming to the theater, because the word is getting out, both up north and down to Richmond, that the quality has changed, that there is a higher echelon of theater at Riverside. And when I first got here, I think the only reviews that were published were Freelance Star, where they had a critic come from the Freelance Star, and to date we have about 7 different reviewers come in to see the shows at Riverside. So everything from Broadway World to DC Metro Theater Arts to the Maryland Theater Guide, Star Exponent. We've had the Washington Post come in. So there's much more visibility. So people are hearing about what's going on. I had a friend that said that they were just at an opening event or some kind of event up at the Signature Theater up in D.C. in Shirlington, and they were standing at the cafe area there and heard this whole conversation about Riverside. And so, you know, when the word is out and you hear that you can see such a good production, you'll travel to see it. I know myself, you know, if I read in the paper that a theater's doing something in Richmond or up in D.C., or even out in Winchester, they have the summer theater there at Shenandoah. I'm going to go check it out because I want to, you know, I want to see what's in the area. We had a group come in from Toronto, Canada, to see Les Mis. They were groupies. They loved Les Mis, and word got to them how tremendous the production was. They chartered a plane, and 40 of them came to see, you know, Les Mis at Riverside. So I think it's a spillover effect. What's the classic? If you build it, they will come. And I think that people have come in droves, you know, to Riverside. One of the things we're constantly trying to do is rethink things. We're always up against the 95 traffic corridor. So, you know, we're always packed on weekends, but there's still that difficulty on a Thursday and a Friday to grab those people that might want to come down from D.C. because they know that it's not going to be a 45-minute, 50-minute drive. It might be a 2-hour and 50-minute drive. So, you know, we're always dealing with something like that. But the growth has been astounding. Yeah, I think more involvement. I think there's more people that get in touch with us that want to participate. We have several calls from people that want to donate costumes and set pieces. The Stafford County Tourism, my God, they're so heavily involved in what we do in promoting us. I think if you're presenting a product that everybody's really proud of, the county wants to be behind it because it sits in their own backyard, you know. Here we sit right off of 95, you know, in Stafford County. You've got something to be proud of. You know, it was nice when I used to see people come out after a performance of Les Mis, and they'd introduce me and they'd say, we just had our family down from Connecticut, or we told our family from New Jersey they had to come down and see the show because it was so unbelievable. And so that's nice when you have something that you're so proud of. You know, just like a high school, when you got a good football team or you got a good band, you know, you want to have everybody come in and you want to show it off. And that's what I think Riverside has grown into. I think the county enjoys showing it off and letting people know, hey, we do good stuff right in our own backyard.